How's it going, everybody? Had a couple minutes on my hands and thought I would put out some thoughts on the John Piper stuff with the coffee. With the coffee, he hates coffee. He doesn't want you to drink coffee. He's coming for all the coffee. John Piper is upset. Go figure. All right, let's take a look at his tweet that's been going around, and I'll give my thoughts. So he says, "Can we reassess whether Sunday coffee sipping in the sanctuary fits? Let us offer to God acceptable worship with reverence and awe." Hebrews 12:28. A very provocative tweet that he put out there knowing exactly what it would do. And everyone, including Beth Moore, is not happy about what he's doing with coffee. If you've read anything from John Piper, you know exactly where he's going with this. John Piper is a guy who gets asked questions like what my buddy Jeremy Collins talked about in his stream. Does John Piper hate fun? His answer to that question of does John Piper hate fun was, my lamentation is. I think that says everything you need to know about that. He's not necessarily a happy guy, but he is known for joy. And this, I think, is where John Piper gets a little wrong about emotions, because he is ascribing a lot of emotions into every single aspect of life. It's actually something that fundamentalists do quite a bit, where they read in emotions when someone is just doing something and they're not even really thinking about it. They're just thinking, I like coffee. I'm in church. I'm going to drink some coffee. It's not, I like coffee more than I like Jesus, or I want to drink coffee more than I want to worship Jesus. Like, that's not something that's going through a lot of people's heads. Now, I do think that John Piper does have a point in that a lot of people, they go into the worship experience and they're just not thinking about it. My mind always goes to Ecclesiastes chapter 5. Guard your steps when you go to the house of God. Better to approach in obedience than to offer the sacrifice as fools do, for they ignorantly do wrong. Do not be hasty to speak. Do not be impulsive to make a speech before God. God is in heaven and you are on earth, so let your words be few. That's not just talking about going to the temple. That's about worship, that we should be cautious as we worship. But does that mean we can't drink coffee? Does that mean we can't just enjoy ourselves? No, I think you got to take that kind of idea and wrap it up with how Jesus interacted with the apostles when they reclined at table with God. I honestly don't think that he cares about us drinking coffee. What he does care about is our focus on him, our adoration for him. And I think what Piper is trying to do is to force emotions, is to say, okay, well, put the coffee away because you're supposed to be reverent, as if you can't do both at the same time. Yes, you can. You can be reverent and drink something at the same time. It's just a weird take. It's just an idea of, hey, you have to have the same emotion as me when I go into worship. And we just don't see that in the Bible. What John Piper is trying to do is admirable for people to take God seriously. But taking God seriously doesn't mean losing all sense of being able to do something for yourself at the same time. Drinking coffee, wrestling with kids that are out of control, all these things, God understands. He knows our hearts in that. John Piper, on the other hand, might not. So, yeah, that's my thoughts. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. I'll be back soon with some streams. Until then, you're going to get little videos like this. I'll see you in the next one.